Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine. Welcome back to another session. Today we are going to start with chapter 3, What is Government? And we've got some of the very interesting topics that we are going to learn here, something very new. Levels of government, laws and the government, types of government and democratic governments. So before I get started, let me explain ye government. What is government? What do you understand by government? The term government, right? So basically you have some set of people who are going to run the nation or going to rule or govern the other set of people. So there's a relationship that they establish. And these set of people, they elect their representatives or their rulers. So that means we have some set of people, not one person, but set of people, or you can say group of people who have the authority to govern us, to rule us because they've been duly elected. Fine, guys. So why? Every country in the world now has one type of government system or the other. But why do we need a government? There are different reasons to it as to why do we need government. Let's look at it. Number one is in order to make decisions. Like in your family, of course, like your father or your mother take most important decisions. Which school you're supposed to go, which subjects you're going to take forward. Some of the important decisions. It's like taking the most important decision for the people. That is the role of the government. Then of course, in order to build road, nobody's going to make pull money out of their pocket. In order to make roads, in order to make schools, and also to check the price rise. Let's say tomorrow, if a packet of chips that now costs 20 rupees and we can easily afford it, if it goes up to rupees 100, who's going to be blamed for this? Right? We all are going to come out on the road and we are going to shout, "Arey, aise kaise? How? So somebody has to check this price rise. To take care of the issues related to electricity nowadays, electric cuts, whatever, there needs to be someone. And also, in order to help some of the poor people, because India is a country where we've got a lot of people who are living below poverty line, who are not able to afford 2 meals a day. So in order to help them. And most importantly, they are also needed to we need the postal service, for the railway service, they provide all of that. That is why we need government. And the list goes on. Number 7 is they also protect us at our boundary. Protecting us from our country. 8, they maintain peaceful relations with the other country. There needs to be a spokesperson, na? Arey yaar, how are you? So we need to have very good relations with other countries. India has got so many neighboring countries, as you can see: Pakistan, China, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Myanmar. And off the track, we've got relations with countries that have been living, people who've been living at distant places. Talk about Arabia, talk about USA, talk about Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So in order to ensure that we've got friendly relations, we need a system, a backup, right? And after that, we also need a backup to provide good health facilities. Like you just saw this poor Babaji. He can't afford, good healthcare services. So in order to provide public healthcare facilities, we need the government. And imagine there is a natural disaster. Oh my God, tsunami, earthquake. So there needs to be an evacuation plan. We need someone to help the people, to evacuate them from that place. So of course we need them. And also to check the crime rate. The police works under the government. We need them. And also to get justice. Courts also work. They are part of the government. I won't say courts are subordinate to the government, but in order to get justice, you need to approach the court. And the court is also the part of the government. So you've seen so many factors contribute to the necessity that we need government here. Isn't it? Know what you guys are thinking now. Ma'am, How can government take so many decisions at the same time? Help the poor, provide postal service, make sure the electricity is available to all the citizens, or its price is under check, the price of other essential commodities they are under check. Ma'am, how does the government manage all this? Do they have a magical wand or what? You might be thinking about it. Ma'am, is there some sort of organization that works? Is there some kind of decision making that helps them do all this? Yes. Yes, definitely. In order to control the resources of the country, in order to provide protection to the country, there are set of people who've been elected and who rule us, who make sure that we live in peace and harmony with all the other people. So that is how we need and why we need leadership to implement decisions, to make laws, to treat everyone equally, to protect everyone living on the territory of the country so that they feel secure. Government, every person in the government in doing this on behalf of the people. Why on behalf of the people? Because we elect our representatives. Fine, guys. Is it okay? Have you understood? Okay, so we've addressed so many concerns that the government has to serve. Make decision, build roads, school, check the price, electricity, take care of the poor people, postal, railway, protect the citizens so that they feel secure, they feel safe. After all, defense is also a part that plays a very important role, and it works under the government. Maintain peaceful relations with our other countries, good health facilities needs to be available, natural disaster evacuation plan, help plan needs to be there, to check crime rate, to provide justice, everything. Fine. Now let's move on to our next topic, that is different levels of government. Now I explained what is government, what do they do. Now I'm going to talk of levels of government. Look at the map here. If you look at this map, you'll see this is the entire nation that's going to have a central government, right? And apart from that central government, we need government at the state level also. So we've got different states, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, it has its own government. So not only do we need a government that is going to manage everything at the central level so that all the laws are same throughout the countries, with respect to banking, with respect to communication, defense. There are some things that are uniform throughout the country. But there are some things that we need to take care at the local level. So one is central level, second is the state level, and after that you have got the local level, which could be depending on urban area or the rural area. So we've got 3 levels of the government. The first is the central government that's going to take care of the entire country. Talk about defense, talk about communication, talk about currency. We've got the same currency throughout the nation, no? Then you've got state government. So definitely the state government is going to take care of the state laws. For example, at the state level, I'll write it here. What does the state government look after? There are so many subjects that they are supposed to take care of. But one of them could be like public order, maintaining order in the public. Then police is under the control of the state government. Then we've got prisons. Each respective state has its own prisons. Then of course the local government is also under the control of the state government. These are some of the subjects. Public health, all these are the subjects that are taken care of by the state government. Fine, guys. And after the state government, we've got one is central government, then you've got the state government, and then you've got the local government. As I told you, local could be 2, urban or rural. So we'll focus more on the rural government and the urban government. That means we'll focus more on the local level government. Fine. Definitely we'll do it some in this class and more in the next class. Also, I need to tell you guys that in rural areas, we've got, let's say, panchayat. right? In the urban areas, you might have heard of municipality, municipal council, municipal corporation. So these are the terms when I talk of local government. All these are taken care of in this section, that is the local government. Is everyone clear till here? You know how election takes place, though. So chalo, let's move on to the next topic, that is laws and the government. So let me explain you what does the term law stand for. Lawmaking body definitely is the parliament in our country when it comes to the central level. So what is a law? Law is made at the center by the parliament. You all know that. We've got ministers who make the law. So can I say law is a type of rule? Law is a type of regulation that is to be followed, that is to be respected. Law is a type of principle, a system that is used to run the nation, and everybody has to respect the law, otherwise there's a penalty associated to it. Everyone who lives in the territory of the country needs to respect the law. So the government has the power to make as well as to implement, that is enforce the law. Do you all agree to this? Government has to make and enforce the law, and a person who says no to the law, he's put behind the bars. He's sent to the jail and said, okay, bye-bye, enjoy. And if you do not have law, for example, in your class, if you do not have the law to keep quiet, you know there's going to be a chaos in your class. Nobody is going to listen to the teacher. So the teacher comes up and tells you, Arey, don't make noise, everyone, please, quiet, quiet, quiet. So that means there's a law. Pin drop silence, there's a rule. And if you don't listen to your teacher, if you step against it, and if you don't follow it, there is a penalty. Right? You will be penalized. If you don't follow the law, you're gone. The teacher might even throw you out of the class. So it's very important to maintain decorum, to have peace in the society. It's not just one set of people, but it is all the people. For example, tomorrow if I go out, or maybe you go out to get a job, right? And the interviewer say, Arey, no, we won't give you this job because you belong to this particular religion and you speak this particular language and you wear these particular clothes and we don't like the way you walk. So you are denied the right to get a job. And then courts would come and dundify this person that how? I am going to sue you, this person would say to this employer, and he is going to approach the courts, and courts are going to issue the law, issue the notice that respect the law. Do not deny anyone the right to job. Everyone has a right to equality and nobody could be denied this. Right, guys? All of you have understood this? So law means which does not respect religion, caste. Everyone is equal. You can approach the court and claim your right. That's all for today's session. In case you guys like the session, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.